man.
Policing in the 21st century is a relentless battle against violence, drugs, robbery and organised crime. And it's not just our inner city cops who are in the firing line.
Come on out!
Tonight on Brick Cops Frontline Crime, dangerous driving, drugs raids and violent domestics.
God, you fucking... Oh.
It's the middle of the night in Pembrokeshire and PC Paddy Dwayne is en route to a 999 call.
We've had another call, ongoing domestic at our premises.
A neighbour has rung police. It's a domestic that's spiralling out of control.
It's that time of morning now where these sort of things start coming in. People have been out all night and they go home.
Windows and a door have been smashed, but they don't know if anyone has been injured. With little information to go on, PC Paddy Dwayne doesn't know what to expect when he gets there. Except that this incident has already become violent.
Calm down. Calm down.
When he arrives, the domestic is very much in full swing. Property has been smashed and there's a danger that a person may be on the receiving end of the same violence.
I'm taking photos of you. Right, so who's done that?
Come and tell them to fix the door. Come here.
PC Dwayne's main aim is to calm the situation down before things go any further.
Yes. Right, you're going to tell me what's happened here then, please?
Yes. My door's been kicked in, my head's gone, and we've come up here.
I just want to know what's happened to the window.
Because we've been out and I done something in town which shouldn't happen, that's all.
Right, so there's a bit of an argument between the two of you, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah? Stay here a minute, all right?
Oh! Get that fucking camera!
Just when you thought the situation had been diffused, the bloke is off again.
What's come?
Calm down.
There's nothing for the officers to do but arrest the man and take him away.
God, you fucking... Oh. I was talking tidy to me. I Ken's had a kid's taken off. I mean, Ken had a bit of...
In Carmarthenshire, there's a man on the loose with a knife.
We've been informed now that he's got a carving knife with him.
Dog handler PC Ian Muckle has been called in case the man needs to be tracked or in case the officers need canine protection.
Armed response vehicle, request to attend, and also authorisation has been granted for tasers.
It's not the first time police have been called to this address.
We've had previous calls to the address before, have had outings with him, but yeah, he is quite dangerous.
The man has a history of attacking the police. Because of the danger, they've been told to stay put until the armed response team arrives.
Right, do you two want to go together then? I'll stay.
No, we wait for Con 1 to come through to us now and just...
There are 3 officers on the scene, but in the darkness, the man could be right behind them and they wouldn't know.
Authorised taser as well.
Excuse me?
PC Muckle decides to get out his German Shepherd Stig. In situations like this, a dog is invaluable.
They can sense somebody, they will give you an indication, even if they're not searching. If you're stood there and someone makes a noise, you can see the ears prick up, the tail come up, and they'll give you a nod.
With the armed teams now on the scene, a search of the nearby gardens can begin.
Stay where you are, mate. Stay where you are. Stay where you are.
While we were searching, one of my colleagues on the firearm side of it happened to see him.
Make any move you don't listen to us, you'll be tasered. Approach the wall and put your hands on the wall. Do it now.
Where's the knife? Where have you put it? Right, you're going to be anchored from behind now, okay?
Just try and give your dog a bit of encouragement to bark. He is there basically to protect myself, public and other officers. He is a deterrent, but obviously if that person had run away, then we would have had to use him in a tracking capability.
Put your right arm slowly up.
The man is arrested and taken away. In Pembrokeshire, police are gearing up to raid the house of a suspected drug dealer.
Police!
PC Muckle is needed again, but this time for his drugs dog. There's a growing drugs problem in the UK, and in Mid and West Wales, Dyfed-Powys police are battling to keep it under control.
Please, come down.
Officers here carry out a large number of raids. And whenever a property is searched, a drugs dog and handler are present. PC Ian Muckle has carried out his fair share of drug searches with his young drugs dog, Sandy.
I like doing drug searches, yeah. I get quite a, after 22 years, I get a buzz in finding drugs and taking it off the streets.
Okay.
Once the house has been cleared of people, it's time for Sandy to prove herself. There weren't large amounts of drugs in the house, but Sandy has showed that if there's anything there, no matter how small, she'll find it.
Basically, that's the container, and when you open it, you can see there's small amounts of resin inside, so as I said, that's the find. She's been out of training school for 3 weeks now, so I said, not a significant big find, but the way she found it and indicated and the size and the location, yeah, very, very pleased with her, very pleased.
There have been reports of a disqualified driver behind the wheel of a car as it boards a ferry. Officers Hugh Evans and Gareth Charles are on their way to intercept it before it gets back on the road.
Where we're going now is down to one of our ferry terminals. We've had some information that may be a possible disqualified driver coming over.
Driving without a licence means the suspect also won't have any insurance. This costs law-abiding motorists over £500 million a year. It's vital that the officers spot the car as it passes through.
He can go, he can go, he can go. No, he can go, it's all right. Looking for a Mercedes estate, we are.
If it were to slip past the officers, it could mean another dangerous driver is loose on Britain's roads. Back in Carmarthen, PC Ian Muckle is still busy, and drugs dog Sandy has another challenge to face.
Get on, find it.
Two boys ran from police earlier in the evening. They were caught, but the officers think they may have thrown some drugs in the bushes in an alleyway. If the drugs are there, Sandy will find them. But it's not going to be easy for Sandy. The alleyway is overgrown and full of rubbish. The search reveals nothing, but drugs were found on one of the boys, and because of that, the police have the power to search his house. It's not long before Sandy hits the jackpot. When she sits still and stares at a point, that's when PC Muckle knows she's found something.
She's indicated to the shelf there.
Once again, Sandy's extremely accurate nose has taken PC Muckle right to evidence of drug use.
Good girl, good girl. What have you got? Good girl. Is that girl?
3 grinders, is it?
These plastic items are used to grind up cannabis. It's a stark example of the sensitivity of a dog's nose.
Head off now. Thank you for your cooperation.
When a drugs dog is in action, there really is nowhere to hide.
At the end of the day, whether it's a kilo or whether it's a very, very small half a gram, it shows they're capable of finding it no matter where people try and hide it. So yeah, I was pleased because obviously it was so small, or if there was anything there. So yeah, I personally, yeah, chuffed.
Coming up on Brit Cop's Frontline Crime.
Oh, yes. Oh.
Insane driving.
That was just stupid.
Riot police. And a loose gas canister creates an explosive situation. Back at the port, officers have found the car reportedly being driven by a disqualified driver.
Here's the car that we're interested in, so we're going to just have a check with him now to see who he is.
but he's not behind the wheel. The officers suspect he's switched seats with his friend, but with no evidence, there's little they can do.
Yeah, the person that's actually disqualified is the one that's in the passenger seat, so we're just going to verify now that the driver is actually insured to drive the car.
With all his insurance intact, they give the car a once-over, and there's a problem.
Don't you tell me for 1 minute that that is legal. Look at that, there's no tread there whatsoever. Look at it, there's nothing there.
Bald tyres are lethal and the cause of 10% of traffic accidents in the UK.
Front near side tyre is defective. I think it warrants a fixed penalty endorsable ticket, which is going to be £60 and 3 points to the driver.
If the tyre were to blow out at speed, it could cause carnage.
We've been reported for obviously using the vehicle with a defective front near side tyre.
There's no way this car is going back on the road.
Because he hasn't the facility to change the tyre himself, he's now going to call the AA to change the tyre for him, which is obviously going to be more cost. But there we are. The price of having to be driven around as he's disqualified from driving.
It's been a busy night for Dyfed-Powys Police, but as morning breaks, the action shows no signs of abating. A 999 call has come in. 2 cars have been involved in a head-on collision. PC Dwayne is responding.
Got a call to a road traffic collision up on Tenby, which is approximately about 9 miles from here. Just started off. First call duty now. All we've had so far is an RTC. We don't know anything more than that at this time.
West Wales is connected by miles of single-lane country roads where speeds can be high. Collisions are not common, but when they do occur, they're often fatal. The 999 caller has left very little info. It's vital that PC Dwayne gets to the scene as fast as possible. There could be injuries. But on the dangerous roads, PC Dwayne has to keep his wits about him.
You've got to be careful of all the vehicles in front. You just don't know which way they're going to react. So you do, just give them plenty of space to... They know you're behind them, just give them plenty of space to move over safely.
Unfortunately for the police, even flashing lights and 130 decibel sirens are not enough warning for some motorists.
Some cars, you can be behind some cars for a good 10, 15, maybe 20 seconds before they'll actually realise you're there.
The clock is ticking for PC Dwayne. If there is a serious injury at this RTC, every second could be crucial.
I've been stuck behind this vehicle now for a good 800 yards and he still hasn't seen me. I think he just has now.
Finally, the collision is in sight. Other emergency services are already on scene.
With the traffic going, but obviously we're trying to squeeze into that narrow gap there. Yeah. We're stuck now with 2 wagons either side.
On this occasion, it's not too serious. Minor injuries are being tended by the ambulance crew, and PC Dwayne now has to find out what happened and get traffic flowing again.
Wait at the junction, wait to turn left, back towards after rest.
The boy in the red car now?
The guy in the red car was waiting at the junction, and the Astra was slowing down, coming from after rest to turn right, and as he's slowing down and starts to turn, the Clio comes from nowhere. Comes up and collides.
The position of the cars has been marked with chalk. Measurements will be taken later.
So I got the vehicle, so I've got his name and details. I'll just go to the hospital after and get all his stuff.
Okay.
That's it then, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll just breathalyse him now and then we'll sort it out after.
The drivers of both vehicles have to be breathalyzed.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. There we are, lovely. Thank you. Okay. The dial is not moving at all, so I presume you haven't had a drink today.
With cars off the road and traffic moving again, PC Dwayne and his colleague can now begin taking detailed measurements of the scene of the collision.
As soon as I finish now, we'll go back to after rest, where I'll file a report and fill out a Stats 19 form, which is for any slight injuries or serious injuries, and then we'll resume mobile patrol.
In mid-Wales, PC's Owen Dillon and Mark Teakle, part of Powys Crime Targeting Team,
30
have spotted a car being driven erratically. They're following him in an unmarked car. So far, he hasn't broken too many laws. He's not over the speed limit, but he is driving very aggressively.
What's he gained?
And he's getting dangerous. On the winding roads of West Wales, dangerous driving causes nearly 20 fatal accidents every year. And police are clamping down. The man's driving is getting worse, and it's not long before he does something really stupid.
Oh, yes. Oh! Has he? Yeah, no. That was just stupid. He did about 10 metres of that white line. He didn't just click it with his front tyre. He was way over it, so... It's just poor driving there.
It was a dangerous overtaking manoeuvre, and PC's Dylan and Teakle have seen enough.
God knows where he's going to actually come to a halt.
With the driver stopped, PC Dylan goes to find out why he was in such a hurry.
The reason why we've stopped you is for contravening a solid white line. All right? Okay? We have been following you for a while. You were offsiding constantly, trying to look for overtakes and look for overtakes. You managed to get one. Sorry. I don't know what the rush was because you...
PC Owen Dillon makes it quite clear why this man's been pulled over. His driving was dangerous, and on this occasion, he can count himself lucky to get away with just 3 points and a fixed penalty.
It's not so much the speed, it's very dangerous. You don't have to say anything, may harm your defence, don't mention now something which you later will only court. Anything do say may be given evidence.
On the roads of Pembrokeshire, PC Dwayne is tackling similar problems. He's parked up in his unmarked police car, observing traffic on the lookout for motorists breaking the law. He is not parked for long when a car passes going far too fast.
I've just had a driver now, recording him doing a speed of 62 mile an hour in the 40. He's just overtaken another one in the 40 mile an hour zone. His speed now is 60. Coming down through the 40 mile an hour zone, there was a fuel garage. The vehicle could have pulled out, not expecting anybody to be overtaken coming down the hill, and there could have been an accident there. I'm just about going to have a chat with the gentleman. On the speed limit, 40 mile an hour. And what were you doing in that 40 mile an hour? 62. And you were overtaken as well. Because you've committed a moving traffic offence, okay, you are going to receive a fixed penalty notice. I've stopped the gentleman, he's fully admitted the offence, and he's also then received a fixed penalty notice for £60, and he's going to receive 3 points on his licence.
This is your operational briefing. We've decided to conduct that out here just so that you understand what's likely to be going on here later on tonight.
Lorry drivers are staging a protest. Police in Pembrokeshire are on high alert. It's a volatile situation, and a public order unit has been deployed.
We're going to facilitate that protest as long as their activities are lawful.
The Pembrokeshire coastline is known not only for its sandy beaches and holiday resorts. The oil refineries on this part of the coast handle 30% of all petrochemical production in the UK. Rising fuel prices are causing problems for everyone, and lorry drivers are feeling it more than most. Today, they're staging a protest outside one of the oil refineries, and Dyfed Powys Police have the job of keeping everything under control.
And then we'll also allow 2 people to stand in that junction.
With so many protesters present, if tempers start to fray, things could get out of hand before they can be contained. CCTV images are gathered and the protesters are kept under constant surveillance. Now, it's a waiting game.
With regard to how long they're likely to stay here, they're not committed to that.
If a situation like this turns nasty, the officers will have to call upon every aspect of their training to deal with it effectively. In Haverfordwest, PC Dwayne is nearing the end of his shift, but for now, he is still on patrol. Driving an unmarked car, other road users are unaware of PC Dwayne's presence, and it's not long before another car catches his attention. PC Dwayne has seen a silver Citroën Saxo being driven so fast that its tyres are smoking.
A bit too fast. Absolutely disgusting.
I wasn't going...
Absolutely disgusting.
Honestly, I wasn't...
You weren't going that fast?
No, I was going fast.
Yeah, you were, because your smoke that was coming off your tyres was disgusting.
You did.
PC Dwayne's unmarked car seems to have gone unnoticed until it was too late.
You're lucky you're not dead.
Time now to check the rest of the car, and it doesn't look good.
What's the problem? What do you think's the problem? Look at that tyre. What's your language? All right?
Sorry, I didn't realise it was like
that is disgusting.
You was on the same side as well.
You haven't long had them put on?
I see it. No, I see it.
Are you joking me?
There was that almost second-hand, like, and this one was brand new.
That is disgusting. The speed you were just coming down that road now, the smoke that was coming off your tyres, and a tyre like that on the car.
I didn't realise it was like that. It was a second-hand tyre, mate. I haven't had it long, like. The guy said there'd be a couple more weeks left in it. I haven't even checked it.
Unfortunately for you, that's an offence, okay?
Yeah, I know. I can see that's an offence.
You've been drinking?
No, I haven't had a drop, mate.
PC Dwayne has to breathalyse the driver despite his claims he hasn't been drinking. With the breath test showing he's all clear, the driver now has to come up with a good excuse for his terrible driving.
What's your name? I'll say to you now, mate, the speed you were coming down that road was absolutely disgusting, all right? I was watching you. I actually stopped in the road because I could see you. There's a 30-mile-an-hour zone where you hit. And you were doing at least 70 or 80. And you seen me, and I'm braking. The smoke that was coming off your brakes was about 30 yards. Off your tyres.
I know.
You're lucky you're not dead, or you've killed somebody.
I could have hit you if I could have anything happen, like. I didn't think so. My missus was giving me grief down the phone.
Unfortunately for this driver, his missus giving him grief is not going to be enough to get him off.
No, I don't drive around fast, mate. And
well, unfortunately for you, you do. Because I've seen it with my own eyes. WH Sierra Foxtrot, PNC, please.
PC Dwayne does some more checks on the car and has more bad news.
Listen to me now. Your vehicle is coming back with no insurance, okay?
Yeah.
The outlook gets worse and worse for this driver, and PC Dwayne is not going to let him drive his car away tonight.
You are going to be receiving a fixed penalty notice, okay? Also, I'm not letting you drive that vehicle any further. Because if you haven't got a spare wheel, that vehicle is going nowhere.
So I'll park up, is it?
Yeah. Park your car up, mate, and sort it out. And you as a passenger should be a bit more harsh on him when he's driving. Because at the end of the day, with that tyre, you could be dead. Especially the speed he was just coming along there. You want to live, slow him down, all right?
It's going to be a long walk home for this young driver. Coming up, Riot teams tested to the limit. There's blood on the streets of Tenby, and high-pressure gas cylinders cause a high-pressure situation. Training for the Riot teams is tough. It's morning at the police training camp in Powys.
Take the ground and show who's boss. Yes? Do you understand? Yes.
And a new group of Riot police are being put through their paces.
Come on!
Training today is focusing on clearing prison cells. The UK's jails are staffed by prison officers. But in extreme situations, such as a siege, it's the police who would be called upon to tackle rioting inmates. It's one of the most dangerous situations an officer could be in. Confronted in an enclosed area by large numbers of violent prisoners with nothing to lose. The training exercises are full contact. If the Riot teams are to be prepared for a real situation, it's vital they experience exactly what it's like to be attacked with a baseball bat.
What the
we're seeing now what it's like if someone's really sort of letting rip. Yeah, people are losing helmets, people are losing shields, you're going down on the floor.
It's fairly dynamic, but they've had to go in and they've dealt with it. And that's a new crew. That's a new set of officers who've not done it before. And they've dealt with it very capable and good. What they've done is proportionate. They're working legitimately within force policy. And their actions are totally appropriate and totally necessary. Good.
All the officers at the fuel protest are hoping that they're not going to have to call upon their training. The protesters are now pulling over tanker drivers in an attempt to stop them leaving laden with fuel. Away from the police, there have been some incidents, a clear indication of the rising tension.
Protesters have been approaching some of the tanker drivers and making sort of quiet threats, such as, you know, there may be problems further along in the journey. So we've been tasked on this site now to approach while the protesters are speaking to the drivers to make sure that there is no harassment of any type. And if there is, obviously we've got to take action. There could be some problems here. At the moment, we don't know what's gonna happen.
The police teams have to be careful. Over-involvement from them at this stage could inflame the situation.
Silver control from 911.
But the situation could be inflaming itself.
What did he want? What did he say? Well, he just don't want to talk to us. He spoke to you yesterday. We're only trying to explain to him now, to be honest with you, for his safety. You know, we don't want to do nothing nasty to him.
What do you mean for his safety? Just out of interest, what do you mean?
What we've been doing to the other drivers that have been coming, and we just want to tell them that there's what's been happening here.
It's becoming clear to the police that the protesters could be just a moment away from escalating their campaign.
I think you can see from there they're starting to get a bit frustrated, and to be honest, what he said there sort of put alarm bells with me really when he said, oh, trying to sort of tell him about his safety. Well, I'm not really happy that that's what they're talking to the drivers about.
In West Wales, an emergency call has come in that there's a mass fight in the coastal resort of Tenby, and there are reports that weapons are being used. PC Paddy Duane is 2 minutes away.
We've got a fight ongoing in Tenby town on the square. So there are approximately 30 people fighting. Local officers have attended the scene and people have run off, and they have seen people with baseball bats. They've now made their way down onto the beach. But obviously there's going to be members of the public down there.
With weapons involved, the armed response team has also been called. PC Duane will meet them at the scene.
I'll be authorised then to get taser on board, obviously because there's weapons being used.
With the fighting still continuing, PC Duane puts his foot down. The ARV boys are waiting.
You in?
Yeah, WH Charlie 47, I'm coming in.
On board, they get straight on with the chase.
Where they gone? Down the other side now? There they are. Is that them? Is that them? Yeah, it is.
Hit me with a bat, mate.
Who are you?
I'm from Carden, man. It's fucking hit me with a bat.
Stand you. Who's hit you with a bat?
They're all up there smashing my mates now, man. I'm like these lot,
Right.
man.
Who's hit you with a bat?
The people from up here, lot.
So what does the boy look like, the one that's hit you?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you exactly what I didn't really get a chance to see.
So where is he now then?
Up there, chase my other mates off now.
There's the officers coming up here in a minute. You stay here with them and we'll go look at the people a bit, okay?
We'll go up there, catch the others, all right?
Now he's seen the injuries that have been caused to one man, PC Duane is even more concerned for the safety of the man's friend, who is apparently still being chased by the angry mob. Outside the oil refineries, the lorry drivers decide to pack their bags.
We can't continue with the price of fuel as it is, and we feel that we've made our point here now. We're leaving here and Milford, and we're heading home.
The protest started and has ended peacefully. The strong police presence had the desired effect.
We're not going to gain anything now, and all we're going to do is wind you boys up. We're not in control of what's happening now, and I'm not comfortable with that. So, you know, from my point of view.
But fuel prices show no sign of dropping, and the protesters are sure to reconvene before long. Back in Tenby, and PC Dwayne is still hot on the trail of the gang, believed to be armed with baseball bats and spanners.
You haven't seen any boys running up here at all, have you? How far up the road? Brilliant, thank you very much.
This is the car park.
Yeah, this is the car park now. There's nobody here, is there?
After one false lead, another member of the public thinks they've seen them.
They're down by the police station now, are they?
They're going down to
train station?
Yeah, Tenby station.
Lovely.
Green Hill Avenue.
Oh, brilliant. Hey, cheers, mate.
With hopes raised, PC Dwayne and the ARV officers search Tenby train station. None of the fighters are here.
We've had a member of the public say that he'd seen them heading this way, but we've had another call then saying that they're in a hotel. Unfortunately, we don't know at the moment.
PC Dwayne is getting frustrated. It's impossible to get an idea of what's going on from the ground, so air support, call sign X-Ray 99, is brought in to get an aerial view.
We've got an X-Ray 99, which is a police helicopter that's up in the above Tenby town now, circulating the town and looking for people matching the description given.
With lots of officers on the ground and now an aerial view of the situation, there's only so many places the mob can hide.
We're not having much luck at the moment, but they may surface. They may surface.
But it might be that they're hiding from the helicopter.
Go ahead, Tango Charlie 34.
I've just said we're going to move down into the town and search.
Information is coming over the radio that an officer has recognised one of the fighters. This could be the breakthrough that they're looking for. Tenby town is now flooded with police, and PC Dwayne has to return to his normal job of traffic duty.
The decision was made to withdraw the helicopter from above to see if the defendants would come out. They're obviously hiding somewhere. Local officers are viewing CCTV and patrolling the town. Two of the defendants are, they believe, unknown to them, so they'll spot them if they do come out. I'm sure they'll be apprehended at some point.
Just outside Carmarthen, PC's Ching Yip and Alan Rees are responding to another emergency call. A trailer has overturned, spilling a deadly load of volatile gas canisters right into oncoming traffic.
Tango for 5236.
PC Yip gets an update from the fire chief who's already on the scene.
One argon cylinder rolling down the hill has hit that vehicle there.
Okay, yeah.
One of the gas canisters has become dangerously trapped under a car.
You've just been driving up here and they've just fallen off the back of a lorry, so to speak.
Yeah, the trailer tipped.
The trailer
tipped it. Yeah.
Right, okay.
As the firefighters make safe the rest of the stray canisters, PC's Yip and Rees shut off the road to prepare to deal with the trapped canister.
Get some signs out, and we put them on that side as well then, right?
Coming up, PC Dwayne thought he'd seen it all.
What?
Until these guys took to the road.
Never mind.
In Pembrokeshire, traffic officer PC Paddy Dwayne is being faced with an unusual problem.
The person who's driving, I'm not sure whether he's allowed a 16-year-old drive it without any driving licence, so I'm just going to double check with him now and see what he's got.
It's a problem only a rural officer would have to tackle.
How you doing? You alright? Yeah. Why are you all driving with L plates?
I got stopped before.
Yeah.
And I came to the police station and they said I can drive a tractor on L plates on my own land.
No.
Yeah.
That there is classed as offensive, mate, alright?
What was it?
So have that removed from there, okay?
Yeah.
You just bear with me, I'll do a check, okay?
It's a situation that even PC Dwayne, himself a former farmer and an expert on agricultural machinery, doesn't see every day.
Proceed to me.
No one can be expected to carry the entire rulebook around in their head, and PC Dwayne gets on the radio for confirmation.
Yeah, I've got a question for you, Di. Boy driving a agricultural tractor, he's just turned 16. He's got L plates on and he's using it on the road. He hasn't passed any sort of test. Because I know when I done it, I know I'm going back many, many years ago, I had to pass a small driving test on a tractor before I could use it on the road.
A agricultural or forestry tractor, 17 years, but can be 16 years for wheeled tractors if the driver has passed or is on his way or returning from a Category F driving test.
It's bad news for the teenager.
You were right, as usual. Good traffic, boy.
I'll try my best. You are not going to and you're not going from a test. All right? You have to pass a test first before you're capable of driving this on the road.
Yeah.
What I need you to do is pop in the back of the vehicle for me. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention now something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you have any reply?
No.
The tractor will be seized under Section 165 of the Road Traffic Act. It's going to be a cost of £105 and £12 a day.
£12 a day?
If it's left there, yeah.
Oh, God. I can't feed the cows or anything, no?
How do you feed the cows then?
With the tractor. What do I have to do now then? Walk out?
The tractor is more important to this young man than your everyday car, and PC Dwayne has to make a decision about what the best long-term solution is going to be.
Do you want to answer it?
Hang on, it speaks to the police, my mum.
What's mum's name?
It is.
Hello, it's Patrick here from Afterwest Police Station. Now, from what it's telling me, you need the tractor to feed your animals. What I'm willing to do is, if you can get here or somebody who's qualified to drive the tractor, I'll be quite happy for it to go back to the farm. All right, I'll let you out then.
The young lad's predicament has fallen into the right hands. PC Dwayne's farming roots mean that he's sure about the best way to deal with this.
How long you had this tractor then?
2-3 months, something like that.
Were you up there?
No. You can take it for a spin if you want to.
No, that's all right. Oh yeah, I do miss it, yeah. It's like a bug, you can't help it. This is your mum now, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, there we are. I should, by law, be seizing the vehicle. I don't want to do that. I wouldn't be able to sleep tonight if I knew your animals weren't getting fed. So, you made reasonable steps to come and collect it. I'm happy with that. I know he'll be driving it again today, and I'm sure he won't be driving it until we get this sorted. Even though he committed offences, we didn't actually charge him with anything. We call it community policing. At the end of the day, if I was to charge him with that, he would have lost his licence. They've just forked out a lot of money on a vehicle that they're trying to make money back on. I would have stopped him in his tracks, and I didn't really want to do that. A 16-year-old boy who's keen to work like that, especially on farming, you don't want to put him on a downer.
Back in Carmarthenshire, PC Ching Yip is attending a potentially explosive incident. A volatile gas canister is trapped under a car. Everyone holds their breath as the fire service begin an attempt to lift the car. The gas canister is badly damaged. If they get this wrong, the massive pressure inside could cause an explosion.
Can you push it out?
But the fire service managed to remove it safely. The gas canister has been secured, but the lorry driver is still shaken up.
Frightening experience. Yeah, I think
Frightening experience I've ever had in my life.
With the danger averted, the roads are opened again, and PC Ching Yip is left to deal with the drivers.
I said, very lucky chap, really. I could see he had his shopping in the back of the car, so he's obviously on his way home. And I would imagine the last thing on his shopping list would have been a gas cylinder coming towards him and then being lodged underneath his car. So lucky for him, as I said, he's unhurt, and I think it's just a bit of minor damage to his car.
50 miles away on the roads of Pembrokeshire, PC Paddy Duane has found himself another bizarre traffic incident. He's noticed a pickup with a slightly unusual load fastened to the back.
Tango. What?
It soon becomes apparent that the canoe is hiding the real danger here.
You probably guessed why we're stopping you.
2 people are sitting in the back, and that is against the law.
Not very good, is it? No. Hello. And you've been the driver? Not a good move, this.
With no belt and no overhead protection, if this truck had overturned, there could have been a double fatality.
This would be horrendous if you were in an accident. You could imagine what would happen if there had been a bump, wouldn't it?
The passenger and his wife know they've done wrong.
My wife said, don't do it, and it was me that said it, so don't blame her.
Very sensible lady, then.
They're lucky that a stern warning is all they get.
Please don't do it again. There we are. She obviously knows best, doesn't she? Yes. There we are then, I'll leave you on your way. The wife told him not to do it. She wasn't happy about him being in there.
Yeah.
But he's the husband and he insisted on it. But now he's in for a bollocking, I think.
Eagle-eyed PC Duane only manages a few miles down the road before he spots another potential problem.
Yeah, thank you. Officer requesting 1165 to code 2 at Dinas. There's a lot of these young boys going around on these bikes now with no L plates, eh?
It's a small 125cc scooter favoured by youngsters and often driven dangerously or in an antisocial manner.
He's got welly boots on, so you wonder whether he's a farmhand or something. It's usually people who are riding these bikes are supposed to have L plates on them, but he may have passed his bike test.
But sometimes youngsters ditch the L plate, which is illegal, and this rider seems nervous.
He keeps looking in his mirrors all the time. That to me is a sound of nerves.
Nervously looking.
Yeah.
PC Duane decides it's time to get to the bottom of it.
Hello.
Morning.
Good. Have you passed the test?
Yes.
You have?
1955.
1955?
53 bloody years ago.
And what's your name?
It isn't quite what he expected.
There we are, that's all I need to know. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
The rider is posing no real threat to society right now, so PC Duane lets him go.
Yes. 1954 he passed his test. Oh, God. Never mind. I went out to speak to the gentleman, and it turns out he passed his test in 1954. To look at him, he looks like a young boy on a bike, but he's a very cautious driver. So I've sent him on his way.
He looks like his body doesn't.
Have you passed your test? Yes, 1954.
London's Metropolitan Police have a reputation for being among the toughest cops in the country. And the cops in Hammersmith and Fulham are no exception. Their West London patch is a battleground for a war on crime, and they're winning.
On the floor now!
Their zero-tolerance approach
Any more playing up and you're going straight back on the floor.
has left drug dealers, robbers, and street gangs with nowhere to hide.
There's no greater buzz than putting handcuffs on someone who needs them on them and they don't like it because they're a baddie.
Calm down, mate, calm down.
Foxtrot Tail 315, I'm out of town.
Coming up on Britcop's Zero Tolerance, the cops raid suspected drug dealers. Officers are confronted by a man who's out of control. And there's fighting on the streets of London.
Just put your hand behind your back, that's it, just relax.
Police have received a 999 call reporting a vicious pub brawl. All they know at this stage is that it involves a large group of people. At the scene, it's chaos. Fighting has spilled out onto the street. The police have already pinned one man to the floor. Within seconds, another is taken down.
6 of them here!
The story that the police are being given is that this all erupted when a woman was punched in the face.
Who's done that to you? Who's hit you in the face? Yeah? Who is it? Can you point him out?
No, I'm not.
But she's not letting on who did it.
I'm trying to figure out who's done it to her, but you just can't get it out of it.
As one man is nicked and taken to the station, the situation seems to calm. But the cops aren't taking any chances and try to disperse the crowd. With revellers everywhere still under the influence of alcohol, this situation could flare up again at any moment. And it does.
Can I take him away?
Yeah, both of you.
This is an average night shift for London's boys in blue. Officers Gary Leaper and Nathan Lawson have been called to another 999 call. This time, there are reports of a man being abusive to staff and passengers at a local bus station. There are over 50 reported violent crimes every week on London's buses, and police won't put up with it.
Hello, mate. You all right? What's the problem then? Why have we been called here?
I think they're going to work out that I'm not that bothered.
Go ahead.
Right, you or him. Right.
When the officers quiz the man about his behaviour, he shows no signs of cooperating.
We're trying to help you. We're trying to help you get home. Yeah, we're trying to help.
Is it from me?
What's your name, mate? What's your name?
Lawrence.
Sorry?
Lawrence.
Lawrence what?
The officers managed to get the man's name, and now they suspect he's intoxicated in some way.
Your eyes are all glazed over. You're giving all the signs off of someone who's drunk.
I'm really drunk.
Yeah, you're giving off the signs of someone who's drunk.
I'm really drunk.
Listen to me, but there's no smell of alcohol coming from you. It might lead me to the possibility that you might have been consuming anything else. Have you been under the influence of any drug at all tonight?
No.
You haven't? Don't call me a dog.
Getting increasingly abusive, this man has to be searched.
Quick search, okay? So you're going to stand up and I'm going to search you. You have to stand up for it.
Lawrence?
Okay, we either do it the hard way, okay, which is when I tuck you onto the ground, okay, in handcuffs, or we can do it the easy way.
Right, Lawrence, listen to me.
Now cuffed, the suspect seems to be cooperating, but suddenly he kicks off again, this time about his name.
Well, you're talking to me, Lawrence, like you're nicking me already.
Officer Lawson finds the man's passport and discovers that he's not called Lawrence at all. Then the situation escalates.
Your name's not Lawrence.
Your mum's, that's your name. You prick. Shut up, mate. I don't like you. Shut up. You're a prick. You've been here a prick all your life.
What have I done to
You've been a prick all your life.
What have I done to
Put
piss
your
you off?
arm up against the wall, and you're such a cool
I'm relaxed,
dude.
'cause
You're very cool.
Because even though you've been so rude to me, I'm still cool.
You're not though, are you?
Even though the man gave the officers a false name, he seems to take it personally when they call him by it.
You've gone mad, mate. Lawrence ain't my name.
Hurry up.
You've gone absolutely fucking mad.
Hey.
You've gone mad, mate. You've gone mad, mate. It's not my name.
The cops are left with no option but to give him an ultimatum.
Shut up, prick. Shut up.
Shut up. Public order offence.
This is your warning.
Do you understand?
This
This
is
is
your
your
warning,
warning. Yeah, we don't arrest you for public order offence, mate. You're getting the cell overnight, yeah? We're going to try and raise the ball here, okay? Calm yourself down, okay? We're going to do a few checks in you, and you'll be on your way.
And this ploy seems to work. The man calms down and the cuffs come off.
Okay.
I think I probably can get a bus down the road now.
Down there? Yeah, calm yourself down.
How you feeling? You feeling alright, yeah?
So the officers give the man the benefit of the doubt and let him go. They don't know it yet, but he'll be back.
Alright, okay.
The states there's a fight at the above location.
Officers Rebecca Robinson and Steve Evans are responding to a call about an alleged assault in a nightclub.
No weapons seen as far as informant is aware. That's it.
At the scene, the cop's first hurdle is to jump a fence. Once over, the officers find the suspect on the stairs of the club. The drunken man has been ejected for allegedly being abusive inside the venue. He's so out of it he can barely stand up.
Just get him on his side.
Dealing with drunks like this is daily business for these cops.
Can you stand up? Alright.
So the officers are quick to arrest him.
Hiya, what's happening?
Well, you're under arrest on suspicion of assault, okay? Thank you very much. Thank you.
With the assistance of other officers, PC Evans manages to get the man off the floor and up the stairs. He'll be taken back to the police station for questioning. Back at the bus station, officers Lawson and Leaper thought they'd seen the last of this man. Only minutes after they let him go, with the stern telling off, they spot him urinating in the street. He's been given every chance, but now they have to arrest him.
Good. Listen, there's ample warning, would you calm down, fine. But what I've just seen you do there is disorderly, that's what you've been nicked for. There you go, go on. Go on.
Please warn me.
Back at the Nick, the officers are waiting to take the man into the cells. PC Leaper calmly spells out to the man why he's been arrested.
Obviously going to be in here for a little while. Plus the officers wondering why I didn't receive Section 5 of the Public Order Act, which means you could have possibly gone to court. Okay? You probably get a ticket for drunk disorderly due to what I've seen you doing, having a wee out of public view. And I mentioned that to him.
But in return for Officer Leaper's lenience, the man spits in his face. With the risk of spreading diseases like hepatitis B, when a suspect spits in an officer's face, it's regarded as an assault.
Right. Fucking hell. You ain't done nothing to me, mate. You can't do me for nothing. You shut up yourself. Shut up yourself. Shut up.
Still screaming abuse, this man won't come quietly, so more officers jump in to assist.
Yeah, there wasn't really.
I had to use force to grab him, take him to the ground, stop him from spitting at me again. Obviously, he was taken to the floor. More colleagues came to help us, and he's been arrested now for assaulting police.
Do not bring your head up, all right, fella? All right. All right.
Coming up, the drug squad come down hard on suspected cannabis dealing.
There's this big bag of herbal cannabis.
The police raid a house for a second time. And the cops arrest a man who seems out of his mind and out of control.
We're not risking taking him to the police station anymore. And we're worried that he'll actually die in the back of the van.
It's a new day in London and officers are responding to an early morning emergency call. There's been a report of a man running in front of moving traffic on one of the city's busiest roads.
My phone!
Do you know him? Is he a mate of yours?
Yeah, it's my friend. He drank too much. All right.
What's he been drinking?
Yes.
Whiskey.
My phone!
What's happened? He's a friend of this gentleman. He's had a bit too much to drink and he's jumping out in front of the car, so we're just restraining him for his own safety at the moment.
He's so charged up that it takes 4 officers to restrain him, and PC McGraw discovers why.
What's he been drinking?
That's why we were restraining him.
Vodka. What we're going to do, we're going to get him a police van. We're going to sit him in the back of the police van, calm him down. Then if he needs an ambulance, we'll get an ambulance and get him to hospital.
Even though the cops have the man's best interests at heart, he isn't making things easy for them.
So it's... Do you know his surname?
I don't know his surname. And he don't have any documents, right? Here! Please my phone!
What's happened is, apparently he's gone out, got steaming drunk, and a couple of months ago, went out and got stoned, and then got robbed. And so he's got no ID on him whatsoever.
He's going to get arrested, Section 5.
and then we're going to take him to the police station.
Yeah.
And then when he sobers up, if he needs to go to hospital, he can do it there.
Yeah. For his own safety more than anything.
The cops are now worried that the man is so drunk he could cause injury to himself.
Because he's getting more agitated in the back of the van, and they're going to have to make it back to police custody on a blue light for his own safety as he's banging his head against the wall. Obviously this will get him to the custody in a safe place in the best possible time.
And PC McGrath has obtained more information that could explain the man's behaviour.
He's on heroin as well. Van, let them know in custody that he's also had heroin. Right.
As the van pulls away, the incident looks as if it's come to an end. But there's a problem.
Assistance in the van!
Back at Fulham Police Station, and drug squad officers have teamed up with the Territorial Support Group, or TSG, to raid the home of a suspected drug dealer.
Intelligence suggests that and is dealing crack cocaine and heroin from the address. Our intention is to recover Class A controlled drugs and associated paraphernalia, aware of blood-borne diseases, any weapons that they might have cached there.
With any risk of weapons, the TSG take no chances. Dressed in riot gear, more than 20 officers will storm the property. A rapid entry often prevents suspects from ditching drugs or grabbing weapons. Inside the flat, a man and 2 women are detained.
Stay there a second. I'm doing battle. All right, keep no stress, mate. No stress.
But the main suspect is not here. Straight away, a small bag of cannabis is found on a table. But with the man denying ownership, officers turn their attention to the female suspects.
You must ask them. So I'll put their hands up to any of this. Just for a seizure. Yeah, sure. Either or both.
With the property secure, the TSG have done their job. So, plain-clothed drug squad officers go in to make a thorough search.
Copy of the warrant. That's a notice of your rights and our powers coming. Anybody else in the house take cannabis?
Yeah.
Who's not here?
My son is on holiday.
It's soon established that the main suspect isn't going to be home anytime soon, but this doesn't stop the cops from looking for what they came for.
We've got a blue Adidas holdall there, which has been exhibited, and inside that holdall was this big bag of herbal cannabis. I reckon there's about 450 grams there, which equates to about £1,300 in cash. Also in the bag we've got a set of digital scales. I'm told that he's actually away on holiday at the moment in the Maldives with his girlfriend, and from here on in we'll make arrangements for him to come to the police station to be arrested and interviewed about this matter.
When the man returned from his holiday, the police questioned him about what they'd found.
Why for me? Problem? Why?
Rapid response officers are still dealing with a man who's out of control, possibly on heroin and vodka.
He's just kicked up in the back of the van. He's taken the heroin. We're worried that he'll actually die in the back of the van. So we've got the ambulance. We're not risking taking him to the police station anymore.
While being transported to the police station, the man lost it in the back of the van.
We stopped the van. It's the gent in the van. He's restrained at the moment. Stood up and started banging his head really hard. Both the ceiling and the walls on both sides.
An ambulance has now arrived on the scene.
If you listen.
What we do, we're going to strap him down on the gurney and somebody escort him to hospital.
Being an opiate, heroin numbs pain. Because this man has taken it with alcohol, it's possible that he feels indestructible. This means the cops have no choice but to strap him to the trolley, so paramedics can see to him. By taking the decision to restrain him, the cops could have saved this man's life. It means that he can now be dealt with at a hospital. It's estimated that the use of hard drugs like heroin and crack cocaine costs British taxpayers £15 billion a year, both in policing and healthcare costs, money that would be much better spent elsewhere. Latest police figures show that in the borough of Hammersmith and Fulham alone, there are nearly 30 arrests every week directly linked to drug offences. The first line of attack in the war on this costly scourge on society is to stop the supply of drugs. Intelligence officers and uniformed police have teamed up to make a raid on a flat they believe has a history of being used as a drugs den.
We searched it 2 weeks ago and recovered about 20 wraps of heroin and a couple of rocks of crack, most of which was secreted inside one of the women who were there.
Only weeks ago, when cops raided the same property, drugs and related paraphernalia were found scattered around the flat.
So far, we've found in this room alone several rocks of what we believe to be heroin wrapped in cellophane here.
But it didn't stop there. Police cuffed and searched 2 suspects inside the property. And to their amazement, packages of drugs continued rolling out of a female suspect.
Is there more coming out?
Yeah, it's coming out of her.
Have you got anything more up there?
But it would appear that she's hidden heroin inside herself.
As well as recovering any drugs found in the property, there is another purpose for today's raid.
Today is more about, we're going to take the opportunity to remove the people who are there from the place because they're not meant to be there, they're not lawful occupier.
It's not uncommon for gangs of drug users to bully residents into letting them use their home as a drugs den. And it's the cops who must stop this criminal activity. Officers group around the corner from the flats. The element of surprise is key, so the occupants have no chance to dispose of any evidence. And when the order is given, they go in. But first they've got to contend with 3 flights of stairs. Once inside, the police find 4 people.
Kitchen clear! Bedroom clear!
2 females, 2 males, many times.
2 of the suspects today are the same people police found in the previous raid. In fact, this man and woman are well known to the borough's police.
Hello, I get it.
Officers know that it's the woman who needs to be searched particularly thoroughly.
The women in particular, the one with the greying hair, she was the one that stuffed it and she was shaking it down her leg, down her jeans, so just be mindful of her feet. And
this address was done in late February and female was searched, and on being strip searched there were around 20 wraps of crack and heroin that were found to be in her possession.
With a history of hiding drugs inside herself, the woman is taken into the bathroom for a strip search in private. Coming up, a zero-tolerance approach to street drunks.
There's no drinking alcohol in Hammersmith and Fulham.
And drugs gangs.
Why are you kicking us out?
It's not your flat.
What am I supposed to do?
And in the war on drugs, it's time to send for the dogs.
Inside the foil is the cannabis bud.
At the raid in Shepherd's Bush, officers are still searching a flat. Straight away, they've managed to find paraphernalia linked with hard drugs.
Syringes that aren't used, wraps that are generally associated with supply of drugs, whether they've been used already or whether they've cut them up and ready to put drugs in to sell. Large wraps of cling film, they have little sections cut off, and
The same with the foil. Foil's more associated with smoking of heroin. Definite evidence of drug use and potential for supply as well.
A female suspect known to hide drugs inside herself has been strip searched. This time, she's clean.
She stood round and would go back to us and squatted down. There was nothing.
She's obviously got the message that cops leave no stone unturned. The flat itself and the other 3 suspects are then searched and nothing is found. But before the officers call it a day, there is one discovery. It's a rat. But fortunately for the police, this one's a pet.
You've really tamed that rat.
With no drugs on scene, the cops' next task is to evict any unlawful tenants. This means that these suspects have to leave.
Excuse me? We're getting boarded up, you're not coming back.
Of course I'm coming back.
You're not.
And then, yeah, we'll just leave a note for...
This is flat, yeah, so he can...
It's a sole tenancy. He has no right to have anyone else staying here.
All right, cheers,
so
Mark.
you're not staying here.
Really?
Where is...
He's visiting his friend, but he's supposed to be back today.
Which friend's this?
I don't know, actually. But anyway, he's going to be back here today, so...
Is he?
Yeah.
All right, we'll speak to him when he comes back then, won't we?
It's not uncommon for drug gangs to persuade people to let their property be used as a base for drug use. And the police don't think it's a coincidence that this property's lawful tenant wasn't at the flat today or when the previous raid took place.
These people have scared him, they've bullied him out of his house.
Yeah.
So he can't do anything about it.
But this group of suspects think they can argue their way into being let back in.
Why are you kicking us out?
Because it's not your flat.
What am I supposed to do?
You're right, it's not your flat. Hang on, just listen, I've explained it to you once already, okay? It's a sole tenant on this flat. His housing officer says, as far as he's aware, none of you guys live here.
One of the women then claims she's related to the tenant.
So how is it you're related to?
His mother, father is related to me. It was my, it was like, because he's not his father, but she's married to them. You can ask him. I'm not going to.
These cops aren't having any of it. Instead, they remind the woman that she's already been caught at this property with heroin.
Yourself, he was found with quite a large quantity of
not large.
Drugs.
9 bags of brown.
So is that the kind of thing you do when you're staying at your uncle's place then?
Yeah, but you cannot. You don't know if I was smoking here.
But technically, okay, by you doing that, your uncle's in breach of his tenancy. Should then lead to him losing his place?
Yeah, no, but I don't smoke here.
That's not my. Yeah, but you're in possession of it here.
Of course.
And if you
I
saw
cannot be in possession on the street.
But if you,
I'm on the around. I'm in a jungle, so it's obvious I'm in possession of drugs.
Realising that the police aren't going to back down, the group get their coats, their hats, and finally their rat.
They are being kicked out because at the end of the day they're not the lawful tenants of the property. The actual lawful tenant isn't on scene at the moment. I'm aware of who he is. I've contacted his housing officer and obviously informed them of what's going on. So these people are going to be escorted from the premises and it will be secured, and then we're just waiting until the lawful tenant comes back to give them the keys.
The bullying of vulnerable people is all too common in the illegal drugs world. For the police, stamping out this antisocial behaviour is a top priority. The burglary squad are about to raid a property where they suspect a vulnerable resident has been bullied into opening his home to drug users. This time, they decide to knock first.
Hello? Open the door, please.
How many guests have you got here? 3. Are they all drug users as well? You are, aren't you?
And it doesn't take them long to find drugs.
You used to be. Inside the flat, one person has been arrested. We've found a large quantity of money, nearly £1,000, some scales, which is often used to weigh the drugs, one small wrap, and then which we believe to be heroin, and 5 or 6 more individually wrapped heroin and crack cocaine. vulnerable person, drug user, has been taken over by other drug dealers. Often happens on the borough. They target weaker people, and it looks like this one has been taken over.
He looked at us and he was just about to put a cigarette in.
While driving past a park, PC's Martin Warnes and Ricky Brennan have seen two men acting suspiciously.
I saw you sitting over here. When you saw us, you were just about to put a hand-rolled cigarette back in your mouth, and then you dropped
They think one of the men could have been about to smoke cannabis.
There's paraphernalia around here that I associate with smoking cannabis. Take your hands out of your pockets. What I'm going to do is detain you for purposes of search.
But that's not the only suspected antisocial behaviour going on.
Firstly, there's no drinking alcohol in Hampton and Fulham.
In a crackdown on drunkenness on the borough, drinking in public spaces
I'll go and put it in the bin for you.
has been banned.
What we need to do is just stay here with my colleague for a second. And actually, we'll put that down there.
As PC Warnes searches one of the men for drugs, his colleague deals with the second man, but he's not as cooperative.
It's got nothing to do with you.
Okay, it's got nothing to do with me then, is it? Calm down. I'm not being aggressive to you, am I?
Your problem, you drove past, seen me with a can of beer and you thought you did.
No, my colleague...
What did your colleague decide to do? He stopped me because I got a tennis bat in
No, because my colleague saw your friend have what he thought might have been...
But he thought wrong then, didn't he? He thought wrong. You put your gloves on for?
Because I'm going to search you and I don't know what you've got on you.
For what reason?
I'm searching you under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act.
Give me the paperwork to go with.
You can have the paperwork afterwards.
Well, I want to make sure you sort it out.
Well, I will do. Turn around.
Wait, that one?
Yeah, so I can search the back of you first. Turn around, face that way. Have you got anything where you shouldn't have?
PC Warnes then finds what he expected.
Ricky, bag of cannabis, mate.
Okay.
You've been arrested for that before?
Yeah. Turn around for me.
When was the last time?
Yeah, but... That's why... See that? The can of cannabis, that's why we're searching you.
So what we can do is deal with this by way of a street warning, okay?
Cannabis warnings have been a police power since 2004. If the cops stop someone in possession of a small amount of the drug and it's deemed for personal use, then that person is put on a police database. And when they receive 2 warnings, they can be arrested.
You've had a cannabis warning now, okay? Which means next time you're liable to be arrested for possession of cannabis. My advice is don't use it. Thanks for your time.
With one man dealt with smoothly, Officer Brennan's detainee still isn't playing ball.
Yeah, can I have a name check, please, on the...
When you give me that paperwork, you put my beer away, which I've gone to work to earn, and that gives you the right to do that. And you ain't got the bottle to go down to the river and see 20, 30 people sitting outside the pub paying £3.50 for it. You're butlers.
Yep, exactly.
When the man gets his stop and search slip, he leaves none too happy.
The legislation of drinking outside is not designed for people outside of pubs, it's designed for troublesome people like himself that sit on benches, cause trouble, shout and holler at people, swear, and just generally make the place not a very nice place to be. So he's gone anyway.
There you go, not very happy. We've got a bit of a problem around here with drunk people hanging around, and the gent I saw over here looked like he was smoking cannabis, so he hid the cigarette when we drove past. So I went over, there's drugs paraphernalia on the floor associated with smoking cannabis. He had a small bag of cannabis on him. He's not been arrested before, so he's had a street warning for it because he's admitted what it is.
As part of the robust approach to drugs on the borough, officers are out in force in a West London tube station. With the assistance of police sniffer dogs, they're about to carry out an operation commonly seen across the city, a passive drug search.
With the use of the drugs dogs, they're going to be stopping anybody who they think has had contact with drugs. They may have them on them now, or they may have been in contact with drugs fairly recently.
Strategically placed near the exit of the tube station, the police hope to catch out any drug users and dealers who might be carrying.
Dog straight away within 2 minutes, sniff someone out, positive indication. The officers are just searching them now, so hopefully we'll get a result.
And the search proves positive.
This is it. Inside the foil is the cannabis bud, and so he's been issued with a cannabis warning, and that will be bagged up at the station. That's a good result, that is.
But these canine cops are not the only weapon in an operation like this.
We've had a few stops. To be honest, it works quite well having the officers in plain clothes today. They've managed to stop some turnarounds as well.
Turnarounds are people who see the dogs from a distance and decide to double back on themselves to avoid being sniffed out. Little do they know that plain-clothed officers are lying in wait.
So it's just some foil found on a female male search and then a crack pipe with using an inhaler. Put the crack in there and then smoke it. Plainclothes officers stop them.
Throughout the afternoon, the dogs make more positive indications and the cops find more drugs. The operation has been fundamental in getting the message across that the police will come down hard on people in possession of drugs.
It's great because the public get to see police out in a uniform presence. They get to see the police dogs out, and we're highly visible, which is what people want at the end of the day. Thank you.
In part 4, fighting in the streets.
Just put your hand behind your back, that's it. Just
And a woman is suspected of drink driving. Officers have responded to a call about a fight outside a bar. Two men are wrestling with police on the floor.
You are.
Plain-clothed robbery squad officers are arriving to assist their uniformed colleagues.
Just put your hand behind your back, that's it. Just relax.
Officer Lawson notices one of the main suspects is making his getaway.
Stay with just for a second, we're in handcuffs just for a minute until I establish what's going on, just time being.
There's 1, 2, 3 of us involved. He lashed out at my friend. I just withheld the blow. I honestly... I wasn't trying to give him any more offence.
But as this suspect cooperates, another kicks off with the robbery squad.
Don't do it! Get out of flat!
Alright, so
you're a fucking lolo.
Cuffed and under arrest, he's still refusing to come quietly.
Get up!
This man's aggression has landed him an £80 fine for a public order offence. PC Fryer and covert cop Sergeant Vickers of the Fulham Safer Neighbourhood team are on a routine beat patrol around a local estate, and it's not long before they stop a man who they've seen acting suspiciously in an alleyway.
What were you doing in the alleyway?
I don't know nothing about it.
What's your name, young sir?
My name? Yeah. Richard Wright.
Richard Wright.
The man is quick to give his full name, but Sergeant Vickers is suspicious.
Right. Run your quick search, yeah? Explain the reasons why first, right? I was out in the alleyway. I've seen you and the other mate, your boy, in the alleyway.
Fair enough.
Right? You've come out, round, blah, whatever.
I understand.
Right? He knows what goes on in the alleyway. Yeah. So,
Drug dealing in dark alleys is common on estates like this. So when the officers find the man has ID with a different name to the one he gave, they become even more suspicious.
Date of birth, 25th, I don't know. So you're...
This... I borrowed this extra car.
You got any other ID on you at all? Any photo ID or anything?
No.
The cops run a check on the name written on the national insurance card.
I think I found him.
Right.
Date of birth is slightly out.
Okay.
If you like, details of that.
It turns out that the owner is wanted in connection with drugs offences. So PC Fryer radios for a more detailed description of the wanted man.
232 Foxtrot Hotel. He comes up on a 6'5".
Say that again? I'm 6'4". Oh yeah, 6'5".
This man also appears to be 6'5", but there is another identification mark to look out for.
Yeah, pull up your right sleeve, please. Not my right sleeve.
Yeah.
The police database reports the wanted man has a tattoo on his arm.
Yeah, sort of see. Just with the initials.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want it, yeah?
I don't know.
Let me just poke
yeah,
this
sort
off
of see if we got him. What's the whiskey mic for? Can you just call Nicky for me?
You can call it.
Alright.
Yeah, he's wanted for breach of court order.
Which court order?
What was that for?
don't know. We'll find out when we get back there, yeah? Right, under arrest for breach of court order.
The cop's persistence has paid off. It turns out that this man was hiding his identity and is in fact the owner of the national insurance card and therefore wanted by police. On probation for dealing Class A drugs, he was issued a court order to attend probation meetings, but after failing to turn up to any, a warrant for his arrest was issued. Cops have seen a car driving erratically and pulled it over.
You alright? Jesus, aren't you cold?
Freezing.
Where are you off to?
Just back home.
To... Oh, right, okay. What are you doing down this way? Working? Where do you work?
It turns out that the woman driving is on her way back from work at a local bar.
That's alright. It's a job, isn't it? Have you had anything to drink tonight? 2 wines.
This raises the cops' suspicions that she may be over the limit.
This lady, she's just finished work at a dance club in Hammersmith and she smells of alcohol. She's admitted having a couple of drinks, so we're just waiting for a breath test and see if she's drink driving.
The driver then announces that she's had more than just wine.
You said you've had 2 wines.
So PC Warns has no option but to ask the woman to provide a breath test.
Keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, stop. It's gone to red. Okay, you've been arrested for providing positive specimen of breath because I suspect you having had too much to drink. Okay.
Latest figures show that in Britain over 6 people a day are killed or seriously injured due to drink driving crashes. Over 500,000 breath tests are carried out each year by police, and a staggering 20% come up positive. When this driver arrived at Hammersmith Police Station and opted for a blood test, she proved negative. She was under the legal drink drive limit and was immediately released without charge. While on routine patrol, officers have noticed a man acting suspiciously near a parking meter.
He's crossed over, isn't he?
Yeah, he's walking up. He's up there. Yeah, it's just
Jump out, stop him on front, and I'll swing out.
The man appeared to be rolling something on top of the meter.
Excuse me, mate. You all right? What are you doing by that parking meter there?
I was just rolling myself a little cigarette.
All right, not a joint.
It was a joint, yeah.
It was? All right. Do you want to hand it over?
Yeah,
You got any other weed on you?
that's all I have.
The cop's hunch was right, and this man's honesty is appreciated by the officers.
Makes life a lot easier. Because he's compliant, we can deal with that in about 5-10 minutes. He's happy because he can now go home. We're happy because we've got the drugs.
Rapid response officers are on their way to an emergency call about an alleged assault.
Right, we're going to address in West 6 as a male's been claimed to have been hit with an iron bar. Well, it looks like a dispute with a clamping company.
At the scene, there's no initial signs of an attack, so the officer quizzes the man who dialed 999.
He's hit me and both my colleagues. He's grabbed our equipment, smashed it against the truck, pulled out those bars.
Don't touch my car. Don't touch my car.
No, I take it you've got some sort of order to take the car in the first place.
The car's been unclamped for now 2 hours. We were sent to tow it after 2 hours.
Right, so you're in the process of lifting the vehicle.
The car's owner thinks he's in the right, but it's up to these cops to tell him otherwise.
Yeah, listen, your car's been clamped for a number of hours, okay? The protocol is, for these guys, is once your car's been clamped, after a certain period of time, if it's still clamped, they come and lift your car and they take it to the pound or wherever they have to take it, okay? Within that period, you cannot obstruct them in any way. If they have to take the car, they're illegally entitled to take the car and you go and claim it from wherever you claim it from.
You're right. But they're trying to take my car now.
Yeah, but they're allowed to.
They have to. They're allowed to. They're allowed to. They're allowed to.
Realising that the clampers are within their rights, the man then starts arguing the toss with the cops.
I'm telling you why you're taking my car. Yeah, you know, I'm telling you what is happening. You're telling me what's happening.
I've heard what's happening. Yeah, but answer what I'm asking you, but I'm not going to ask you.
No, I'm telling you what is happening with the phone.
Have
That's
they
what I'm
told
listening
you
to.
where to get the car
No,
from?
I'm not asking this question.
No, I'm asking you.
No, why you don't answer my question? What I told you?
I'm just here trying to help you.
No, you're not helpful.
Well, just go away from me, sir. Just go away.
Yeah, I'm not going away. I'm standing here. This is my area.
I'm trying to ask you questions if you know where to get your car from.
No, I know.
Just in case. So
This card,
they
I need
tell
to
you.
phone them tomorrow. Don't be.
That's all I asked
I'm not
you,
that
sir.
stupid to tell me that.
I'm not calling you stupid.
No,
I wanted to make sure.
talking about
Listen, be quiet for a minute.
I'm not the one to listen.
Perhaps if you listened in the first place, you wouldn't be in such a mess.
It's the end of shift, and officers have been called to deal with a man reportedly being abusive on a bus.
You have to get off the bus, fella. Buses want you off. You're at the bus station. The bus isn't going any further.
The bus has reached its final stop,
You gonna get off for me?
but this passenger has no intention of leaving.
What's your name?
And it looks like he has no intention of answering any questions either.
Right, fella, off we get. Yeah.
A quick tug of the jacket rouses the man,
It's all right, you can make your way off, we'll be happy, won't we?
and once he stands up, it's obvious he's drunk.
What's your name, fella? Got any ID on you at all? Identification? Come and prop yourself up against this post before you fall over.
Gonna jump on, close the doors.
Got any identification on you at all? Take your hands out your pockets. How do you spell your surname? Spell it. Spell it.
Obviously encountering language difficulties, the cops can do little but let the man go on his way.
Where are you going now? Okay. You have a good evening then, okay? You be careful. Don't get on any more buses.
Good night, come.
But just as the officers think the matter has ended, the man boards the bus again.
Where do you live? Go, walk off, go on. Where do you live? On his go on. Walk off, walk away. Go.
A stern warning is the same in any language. These are the fastest cops in Britain, responding to 999 calls at up to 150 miles an hour, hunting fugitives, tackling drugs,
I'm not fucking drunk!
catching criminals,
Take the offer who has been given.
and saving lives.
You! Use your mirrors!
For these elite high-speed units, every second counts. They are Rapid Response. Coming up, a cross-country chase ends in carnage. A drug stop uncovers something suspicious.
Well, the magic mushrooms, they're now a Class A drug.
And a dangerous high-speed pursuit. Nighttime in Wales. A car has failed to stop and rapid response cops are hot on its heels.
Yeah, we're following a vehicle.
2 male occupants, Sierra 37. You can see stuff in the back of the car, believed committing crime in the area.
He's been on the run for 10 miles, and PC Carl Danson is using his local expertise to let Central Control know what's happening. But the driver of the fleeing car also appears to know the back roads. The fugitive tries every trick in the book to shake off the cops.
Stand by. It's now a right towards Hodley, which will come out on the A489.
His driving is getting dangerous, veering all over the road. Police have to stop this chase soon.
Speed 60. It's now a right, A489. And now a left, B4368. Yeah, from Tango Mike 21, it's now a left.
The driver now takes a sharp left onto a narrow country lane.
I know these roads like the back of my hand, mate.
Control is pulling in all available units to try and cut the driver off.
Where's the best place to head?
He's going to come out by the anchor.
Suddenly, the driver takes a dirt track towards a local forest.
Tango Mike 21. It's straight on and across.
It seems that the driver has made a good call. He's using the dust thrown up by his car as a smokescreen.
Visibility has now become very poor for us due to the dust from the vehicle. It is making off from us now. Speed is 50.
Suddenly, the fleeing car is nowhere to be seen.
Temporary loss in the vehicle. We believed it's entered the forest.
Although they've lost the suspects in the dust cloud, these officers are not going to give up the chase. "60 miles away, pubs and clubs are spilling out onto the streets. Rapid response units from Dyfed Powys are pushing to contain any trouble that might break out. Pub fights, brawls and drunken behaviour always keeps the police busy. One of the units has been called to a fight that's broken out in the street. But when they get there, all they find is a man with no shirt. It appears that the man has tried to break up a fight between two women and has had his shirt ripped off for his trouble. He says all he wants is for somebody to pay for his shirt, but there's been an allegation that he's punched one of the women. With tears and alcohol creating confusion, the police have a difficult job to try and sort it all out.
I swear on my life I haven't touched her. I swear. All I want to do is get my £40 back for my shirt that she ripped off because I was trying to stop a fight between two girls. All I want to do is that and go home.
With some people trying to apologise, others crying their innocence, and nobody wanting to press charges, only common sense will prevail.
Look, can you all just go home?
If he's killed, I blame you.
Yeah, please do. Go home and sober up, please.
I know they're monitoring it on the hailing.
Back in the forest, the fugitive's car seems to have disappeared into the night. Hundreds of dirt tracks weave through the forest. The car could be anywhere.
It's a full loss in the forestry. There's too many tracks for us at this time to establish where it's gone, but we'll try and contain it along the Kerry Ridgeway.
But these officers are not going to give up the chase. PC John Woodcock thinks he can hear something.
You hear that noise? It's like a siren noise.
Yeah, it's a horn.
Back on the hunt, they follow the sound of what they think is a car horn.
Yeah, from 2-1, it sounds like the vehicle may have crashed.
Yeah, look. Yeah, it's got a leak here.
And there's another clue, a trail of oil. Their tracking has paid off. They spot something ahead.
Car on fire. We can get a fire service to the scene due to the dryness of the surrounding area. You see.
It appears that the suspects have set the car on fire and made their getaway into the forest. There's only one thing to do: call out the sniffer dogs.
It's quite a vast area, forested area up here, so we'll just try and await the dog. Done.
As other police units and the dog handler arrive, officers are full of admiration for the tracking skills of the rapid response cops.
How the hell did you get down there? How did you find it? You just, and then you saw the oil.
Did you see the oil, Max?
Yeah, fair dues.
It's like used like Tonto at one stage.
With a hard act to follow, the dog sets off on its search. All that PC's Danson and Woodcock can do now is wait and see what happens. Although police dogs are the best in the business, with a huge area of thick forest and bracken to cover, the suspects were never found. Coming up, speeding at over 110 miles an hour.
So then it's just going all over, pushing right on that car to try and get past it.
A lunatic driver sparks a police pursuit. And the man who walked away from a write-off.
Any injuries at all? No, well, my hand's gone.
With over 85,000 vehicles a day, the Wiltshire section of the M4 is one of the busiest stretches of motorway in the UK. But busy can mean dangerous. PC Glenn Powell of the Wiltshire Rapid Response Team suddenly sees a grey car pass him at high speed. PC Powell immediately hits the blues, but the driver shows no sign of stopping. In fact, he accelerates to more than 100 miles an hour. PC Powell captures every move with the onboard camera. This has turned into a full-scale pursuit. Suddenly, the car makes a dive for the exit. Even on the slip road, he's still doing 112 miles an hour. At the junction, he piles through a red light. This fugitive will risk anything to shake off the police. Now on rural roads, the driver of this car has become lethal. He thinks no one is going to stand in his way. He's inches from causing a major accident. Like all rapid response cops, PC Powell is trained for high-speed pursuit. And it's taking all his training to keep up with this driver.
Vehicles now through Ofcom, heading back towards the main road, speed 70.
Twisting and turning around tight country lanes, this driver's pushing his luck to the limit. Suddenly, coming up to a crossroads, he makes a big mistake. He spins his car and stalls. PC Powell immediately blocks him in. But this driver has no intention of coming quietly. Locking his doors, he refuses to get out of the car. The police officers have no alternative but to smash the side window with their batons. But even now, the man still won't come quietly. Cops have to use pepper spray to get him out. For driving at high speed, dangerous driving and driving without insurance, this man was jailed for 12 months and disqualified for 5 years. Rapid response is not all about high-speed chases. In Wales, cops have had a complaint about kids on a go-kart.
Yet another call with us to do with motorcycles and a go-kart in the school grounds. The children are just playing about there, they just don't realise the danger, so we'll pop down now and have a chat to them.
Arriving at the area where the complaint was made, the first job for these officers is to find the go-kart. But all is silent.
I can't hear much, so I'm not expecting them to still be here. Normally they're only here 10 minutes or so and they've gone. So we'll have a look around now.
As PC Ali Davis walks around the area, the silence is deafening. Suddenly, the go-kart starts up. Although PC Davis can hear it, he's left with a problem.
Right, I can hear them. See if I can find them.
PC Nicola Wilson has located the cart on a playing field, but she's worried that if the driver sees them, he might do a runner.
The thing is, as soon as they focus, so they're going to like it, or they're going to panic and just freeze now.
Yeah.
Do you want to stay here?
I'll stay here. You go down the car.
You head them off.
Yeah.
The cops take up positions at opposite ends of the field. This driver is not getting away.
He's going round in circles, yeah.
The lads on the go-kart are totally unaware of what's about to happen. With both cops in position, it's time to spring the trap.
Yeah, stay there. I got a funny feeling they're going to run towards us, no? And you two, go back out with them. We'll have a chat to you first. Yeah, come over here. We'll have a chat to you first.
It's a long run across the playing field, but the trap has worked and all the men have been contained.
Where are you from, boys? Where's round here then? Up the road.
Apart from the noise of the cart, the main concern for the police is the damage that's been caused by its tyres.
Who's going to pay for the picture that's been damaged? We've been up there for 5-10 minutes, see? What you know?
With all their details taken down, PC Davis decides to issue a Section 59 warning.
If something like this happens again, and there's complaints about you having had that warning, then the vehicle or whatever you're driving will be taken from you, right? And you'll have to pay to have it back.
And so, with the warning issued, these racers have to push the cart back to their mums.
We know that they've gone back to their home address then, or to his parents' address. So I know he's off the road now. He's had the one warning, and hopefully he'll heed that warning and stay off the road. Otherwise he's going to lose his little go-kart that he's made up.
Back on patrol on the busy M4, PC Glenn Powell of the Wiltshire Rapid Response Team has just clocked a car doing over 100 miles an hour.
Red car can see swerved looking for a view, and he's gone into lane 2, undertaking it and come straight back out, which is bordering careless driving, especially at the speeds he's travelling at.
Because PC Powell's in an unmarked car, the driver is totally unaware of who's behind him.
Just look at his lane discipline, he's just going all over, pushing right on that car to try and get past it.
He also seems completely unaware of road signs.
And a little warning sign as well showing 50 miles an hour, slow down. They've just put in film. I'm sat behind this car doing 109 miles an hour now.
Finally, with the blue lights blazing in his rear view mirror, the man is pulled over to the hard shoulder. PC Powell gets the driver into the back of the patrol car. But when he's confronted with his speed, the man denies all knowledge of the crime.
I conducted a speed check. In fact, I've done 2 or 3 speed checks on you, so I've been following you for a little while. Although
the only one that was obviously I was following.
I'm not saying, but I can only tape and film one car, as you probably appreciate.
The truth begins to dawn on the man when he's shown the onboard video evidence.
You've gone past 2 signs, one that shows caution, one said slow down to 60, the other said slow down to 15. There's another one just around the corner. There's a lot of traffic out here today, and you were sat probably a car length away from the back of that car in front.
And when faced with video evidence, the man has no option but to accept PC Powell's verdict.
You will be reported for court, but you don't necessarily have to appear at court. If they consider points, they can give you between 3 and 9, obviously. And then the other option is to look at disqualification for being over 100, which tends to be fairly bog standard.
Charged with speeding, the man was found guilty, given a £700 fine and banned from driving for 28 days. Patrolling on a local estate, officers from Haverfordwest Rapid Response Team spot a man filling up a car with petrol.
Right. It's your car, is it? Your granddad's? Is your granddad a boy racer, is he? Or?
So far, it's all okay, but PC Chris Helps has spotted something else.
Your tyre is it?
I guess money tomorrow, I'm going to get it done now.
Going to get a new tyre, is it?
It needs one on the front as well. I just got someone coming to have a look at it, so...
Well, you're selling it, are you?
While PC Help's interest is in the car's tyres, PC Mark East has found out that the man has no insurance.
You've got no insurance policy. You can't prove this vehicle's insured, can you? You haven't got no insurance at all. And you've not insured the vehicle yourself?
I haven't got it, no.
Right. Thing is, right, this is classed as a road, yeah? Do you understand that? So really, the vehicle should be insured if it's going to even be parked here.
There's only one thing that can happen now. He's going to lose the car.
But what we're going to do then, we're going to have to get a recovery to take the vehicle, okay?
Can I get all my stuff out of it? So
you can get whatever you want to get out of it, you can get out of it, okay?
So, faced with losing his car, this driver has only minutes to get his personal property out before the recovery truck arrives. What started as a routine stop has now escalated, but the police have taken this car for a very good reason.
It might seem a bit harsh, but had we not come here this morning, he could have been driving down the road in this rain and had a serious accident or run some kiddie over on a bike or whatever. And then, you know, you've got to weigh it up. What's more important? We've taken another driver off the road without insurance, and that's what we're here to do.
80 miles away, PC Phil Westbury is responding to a 999 call. There's been a crash. PC Westbury has quite a distance to cover. Details are sketchy. Someone may be lying injured. He has to get there fast.
Driver. Tango Mike 03 stage 6.
Arriving at the crash, PC Westbury's first job is to check out the condition of the person in the car.
All right, mate? Yeah. Are you passenger or driver?
I'm driving.
Any injuries at all?
No, well...
Step out the vehicle for us and have a chat with my paramedic gentleman.
So who's been involved?
Just this gentleman here. No other passengers in your vehicle? Excellent.
So far, it looks like the car has just run off the road. But on questioning a witness, PC Westbury discovers that there may have been other vehicles involved.
And then as he was overtaking the Focus, a motorbike came really fast.
So was overtaking him as he's overtaking?
He didn't have a chance of seeing the motorbike coming.
Crikey. Yeah, it looks like a gentleman in the red vehicle's overtaking. Quite rightly, nothing coming the other way. But then, for some reason, the motorcycle going the same direction has overtaken and created a third lane. As he's overtaken, very close to this vehicle, he's obviously panicked, possibly with the noise and the sight. The red vehicle's braked and swerved to avoid anything and skidded out to here.
Although the car looks like a write-off, amazingly, its driver is not too badly injured.
Obviously, I've spoken to the initial witness and it's matching with what you said. You're overtaking and some idiot with a motorcycle's overtaking you at the same time.
Yeah, so that's why I freaked out.
Absolutely, yeah. OK, well, I'll get the vehicle recovered to the garage and then I'll come and see it at the hospital. At least you're all right. Do you want us to contact your parents or anything? Have you told them yet? Oh, your parents are here. Oh, yeah.
It's all right. It's okay. It's all right. Doesn't matter about the bloody car.
With the driver and his mum on their way to hospital, PC Westbury begins to gather evidence.
Yeah, I'm just going to measure the width of the road. If we do locate the motorcyclist, we're just going to determine how much room there'd have been. 7.3 metres. I mean, it's just an absolutely ridiculous manoeuvre. So he's going to be overtaking at this point here, which is a fine overtaking place. He's got a view right the way up the road, up to round the corner, but obviously wasn't expecting the motorbike to be overtaking him at the same time.
Despite police inquiries, the motorcyclist that may have caused this accident was never traced. Coming up,
keep going.
The man who said he'd only had 2 pints.
That's fine, thank you very much. At this moment, I'm arresting you for providing a positive sample at the roadside, okay?
Please pull over an old banger.
Not only is he trying to maintain control of the vehicle, he's losing his position within the whole of the car. Not looking good, is it?
And PC Powell reads the Riot Act.
You can't see out your back window, you need to use these. I followed you for 3 miles on blues. I've got you on film and you will be prosecuted.
Hang in the breath, Elijah. Keep going.
In the Dyfed-Powys area of Wales, police undertake hundreds of breath tests a month. Many of these are at the scene of road traffic collisions. It's the early hours of the morning and PC Gary Williams has had a call about an RTC.
We're en route to an RTC, to a legal RTC, road is blocked. Suspicion of possible drink driver involved.
Arriving at the scene of the accident, PC Williams' first job is to remove a wheel which has been ripped off a car.
Hello. You had been drinking today?
No, I just come back from Manchester now. I've been working up there all week.
Unsure if the man has been drinking, the first step is to take a breath test.
I need you to provide a sample of breath with start ready yet. Have you had anything to drink at all today?
Yes.
When was your last drink?
Aberystwyth.
In Aberystwyth, yeah? How much did you have to drink?
2 pints.
2 pints.
But 2 pints is more than the man first claimed he'd drunk.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's fine, thank you very much.
The legal limit is 35. At 103, he's almost 3 times over.
At this moment, I'm arresting you for providing a positive sample of road at the roadside, okay?
PC Williams then carries out a routine search.
Have you got anything in your pockets you shouldn't have?
No.
What's in here? Just keys, are they?
Just keys and shit. Yeah.
And it's not long before something suspicious turns up in the man's pockets.
I'm also arresting you for possession of a controlled substance.
It's a bit tough, man.
Okay.
You know, I've had enough tonight.
The man also has a large amount of money on him.
205, yeah?
Right, where's all this money come from?
Pardon? What do you mean where's all this money come from? Because I work for a living.
Okay, I'm just asking. He's blown 3 times over the limit of the roadside, and as you're aware, the roads around here aren't nice, long, straight stretches. They're quite windy and challenging, and cars tend to be in the middle of the carriageway when they go around bends, which is more likely what happened here. On searching him before we put him in the car, I also discovered a lump of what I believe to be cannabis resin, and he's actually confirmed as pot or hash. So he's been further arrested for possession of a controlled substance, and now I'm going to take him up to Aberystwyth to get an evidential sample. So stand there and I'll explain what's going to happen to you now, okay? Put your lips around it and blow.
Back at Aberystwyth police station, the man is put onto the breathalyzer to obtain an exact figure on the amount of alcohol he's taken.
Fine. Cheers, thank you. I just want another one like that.
I just fucked myself in the foot.
And the figures speak for themselves. The man is well over the legal limit.
That was his first breath specimen, which was 105, and he provided a second sample, which was 100. So you can see he's still 3 times over the legal limit. Considering he said that he only had the 2 pints, I think that's an indication he drank slightly more than 2 pints.
Convicted of drink driving, this man was disqualified for 2 years. He was also given a community order for possession of cannabis. In the early hours of the morning, PC Phil Westbury of the Dyfed-Powys Rapid Response Team has pulled over a van for having a defective rear light.
Hello, how are you? Where are you on your way to then? Home. You got a light out in the back of your vehicle. Just come out and have a look. So you got your 2 solids there. You've only got the 1 there. I know it's powered by fairy dust, but you still need a bulb done.
As this man sorts out his documents, he suddenly makes a startling admission.
Pardon? Your handbrake's on full, and it's not holding it properly.
The list of faults with this vehicle is racking up.
Then your seat isn't bolted down properly. If you see here, that's how loose the seat is. So if he were in an accident and he's struggling to maintain control of the vehicle, not only is he trying to maintain control of the vehicle, he's losing his position within the whole of the car. Not looking good, is it? That's an MOT failure. So your seat's defective, your brakes are defective, your light's defective, your number plate's defective on the front. Have a look at your front number plate.
PC Westbury has also spotted something else.
You come back here. See where the piece cracked and it's discolouring slightly? From the distance, without all that light on it, it looks a bit like an R, doesn't it? Yeah? There's 4 things.
And the list of offences is now going to go up even further.
number plate at the back can't be read properly. You can't be having that blocking your number plate. Anybody driving behind you, if you commit an offence or anything, yeah, but it's still your car, innit? I know it's powered by fairy dust. It's not magic though. Oh yeah? So what started off as just your light, look how it's escalated. Okay, let's have a look at your docs then.
Amazingly, one thing is in order.
So your MOT's in order, that's fine. But obviously the offences you've got on it, that's irrelevant then, isn't it? Let's have a look at your insurance.
First time or not, PC Westbury has to explain what he has in store for him.
So what I'm going to do, I'm reporting you for all of those offences. You didn't have to say it may harm your defence if you do not mention and question something later on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand? Yeah? Caution. No, not arresting you, I'm just reporting you for it, yeah?
And for this driver, there's a final word of wisdom from PC Westbury.
Take your vehicle straight home, yeah? Book it in the garage and take it straight there. Get it sorted.
Okay.
Okay then.
Thank you.
See ya. We've examined the vehicle. There's been loads of offences on it. It's a shed. It is naivety, but that's no excuse. He could still end up killing someone, and the fact he's naive and only just passed his test isn't going to be a great benefit to the pedestrian he's hit or the car he's hit. He's passed his test. He's got a car. It's a killing machine if it's not in the correct order or driven incorrectly.
It's mid-afternoon, and rapid response cops Aaron Waring and Carl Danson are responding to a 999 call. There's been a crash on a country road. When an accident occurs in the depths of the Welsh countryside, the distances to get to the scene can be enormous.
Just taken a report that a cyclist has been knocked off his bike by a tractor in the Four Crosses area. Four Crosses are about, I would say, about 20 miles away.
With a crash like this, there could be serious injuries. All emergency services have been instructed to get to the scene as fast as possible. The air ambulance has been scrambled.
Just seen the air ambulance. The air ambulance just come over the top of us. They're obviously making their way to the scene. There's possibly going to be quite serious injuries. So they've obviously had heads up to make their way as quick as they can.
Arriving at the scene, the officers can only fear the worst.
Yeah, for info, air ambulance has just landed, and the road ambulance is some distance behind it.
The tractor involved is in fact a giant combine harvester. A cyclist colliding with one of these in a country lane will always come off second best. Thankfully, the cyclist hasn't gone under the vehicle, but he has been thrown off the road into the hedge. With paramedics and the air ambulance medic crew treating the cyclist's injuries, the police officer's first task is to control the traffic and talk to the driver of the combine harvester.
At this time, it's going to be classed as an injury road traffic collision. Obviously, he's got a few injuries.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw him falling off, I was bad, yeah.
Miraculously, the cyclist is not too badly injured, and the air ambulance has been stood down. On questioning the witnesses to the accident, all agree that this is one very lucky cyclist.
Lucky escape for the cyclist. I think he's just been caught by the back end of the trailer that the combine harvester was pulling, and it's forced him to somersault in the air and into the hedge. So he's got minor grazes, cut some bruises, but could have been a lot worse.
Wiltshire's central control room takes nearly 500 emergency calls a day. They've just heard about a crash on the M4 and immediately dispatched rapid response cop Glenn Powell. All road accidents require that emergency services get to the scene as fast as possible. But on major motorways like the M4, it's vital they pull out all the stops before one accident can create another. PC Powell is being held up. There's a driver refusing to move out of the way. His car is so overloaded, he can't see the blue lights behind him.
Could be trying to save their life. There's a wheel in the road, which is obviously could get an accident and debris. they're going to hit it or swerve, perhaps kill themselves or someone else.
Time is paramount. In desperation, PC Powell manages to undertake the vehicle, and he's not happy.
You! Use your mirrors!
Finding paramedics already at the scene with everything under control, PC Powell is determined to stop and question the driver who held him up for over 3 miles.
You can't see out your back window, you need to use these. I followed you for 3 miles on blues. I've got you on film and you will be prosecuted. You prevented me from getting here. I might be trying to save your life to remove debris. If you can't use them, don't drive. Move on.
Having dealt with the driver, PC Powell now has to find out what caused the accident.
What you got, mate?
An elderly couple. Looks like they bounced onto the side there.
It appears that the car has lost control, swerved into the bank and skidded back into the hard shoulder, leaving a trail of debris for 100 feet. Of the 2 occupants of the car, only a female passenger is injured. But with traffic backing up for miles, it's important that the scene is dealt with as quickly as possible. With the injured woman on her way to hospital, PC Powell can now return to his normal duties.
Fortunately, it's not struck any other vehicle. It's been contained to just lane 1, which we've now managed to get it onto the hard shoulder. And all we're going to do now is wait for recovery, and the lady's gone to hospital. In relation to the fact it could have gone out into the carriageway and struck another car, or another car struck it, it could have been a lot worse. So it's all been sorted, and we're about to resume.
On routine patrol, a Dyfed-Powys rapid response team have just spotted 2 young speeders on scooters. They decide to catch up with the fastest speeder.
Well, just watching a couple of these young lads on scooters. The speed limit's 30, and bless their little hearts, they're trying to go flat out. The lad in front was in excess of 50, and his mate who we've overtaken, again, he was doing about 50. They're both wearing tracksuit bottoms, trainers, no gloves or any protective clothing apart from their helmet. If they were to come off at that speed, then I wouldn't like to do it. So.
Finally, the rider slows down, but only because he's arrived at home.
Is it your scooter?
At this point, the rider still doesn't know why he's been stopped.
Well, you're going a little bit quick for starters.
Alright.
What's the speed limit through Ardleen?
30.
What do you think you were doing?
30.
Yeah?
I think I was behind the... I thought I was doing 30.
Yeah, you thought wrong. Flat out, I'm afraid you were. Probably doing nearly 50 miles an hour.
I can't lie, can I? So.
Okay, we'll just see what your mate has to say.
Both the drivers had just received their GCSE results and were keen to get home. But as the driver's mate arrives, he's going to find that it's not just his mum who's waiting to greet him.
We've spoken about a few things. Now we'll say exactly the same to you. You were flat out, your little hood waving in the wind. Now we've got you 50 miles an hour. You've got your helmet on, which is law. What about if you were to come off? What other protection have you got? Nothing at all. If you fall off, road surface is just going to go straight to your bone, break your fingers, your hands, your wrists, everything. You've got a little bit of freedom as a 16-year-old with a scooter, but ride them sensibly for us, please.
These 2 riders are lucky. They've got off with just a warning from the police. But one of them will have to face a higher authority about the exam results. His mum.
It's their exam results today. They've been to school to pick them up, so they're a little bit excited. Even though the one boy has said he didn't do as well as he thought. But on this occasion, we've just spoken with them, given them the suitable advice, which hopefully they'll take on board.
Coming up, cops make an interesting discovery in a van.
Could well be magic mushrooms. They're now a Class A drug.
And a Wiltshire Rapid Response Unit escorts the cortege of a soldier who died in the war in Afghanistan. In Wales, it's the weekend of the Workhouse Festival, attracting more than 5,000 New Age festival goers from around the world. Rapid response units are always on high alert for illegal drug use at festivals. Police are carrying out stop checks on vehicles heading to the festival. This van has had the bad luck to be stopped by an inspector and a superintendent. Rapid response officers have been called to assist.
Good morning.
The inspector has already carried out a preliminary search.
The inspectors actually searched the car or the van here. We've actually got a bit of what we suspect is dried magic mushrooms in the car here and a bit of cannabis.
The cannabis has been found in the woman's boots.
Okay.
All right, so I would think these are the ladies' boots looking at the size.
We also got in here a pipe, bit of skunk cannabis in there as well.
The inspector continues to search through the van, much to the annoyance of the suspect.
I hate having all my stuff going through. There's nothing there. I've given you my stuff.
Just jump in the back of the car then.
Magic mushrooms are now recognised as a Class A drug and as such could warrant a maximum of 7 years imprisonment, an unlimited fine, or both.
This is a street bail form here, all right? You've got your details, what you've been arrested for, found in possession of the drugs, all right? Explains everything down on the bottom. This young lady here now has admitted possession of various illegal substances, magic mushrooms, cannabis, skunk cannabis. She's a local girl, so instead of actually arresting her and taking her back to the station today, I'm just in the process of actually street bailing her, and she'll come back into the station next week to be interviewed.
The woman received a cannabis warning, but the unexplained fungus was never identified.
We should be set to be going a bit 12:45 as well.
In the modern world of rapid response, not every job that Wiltshire's elite cops undertake is done at breakneck speed. Today, these officers are taking part in a very delicate and humbling operation. The Rapid Response Units are here to ensure the smooth passage of a cortege carrying fallen soldiers who've died in the war in Afghanistan. And as an ex-serviceman, for PC Glenn Powell, being part of this operation means a lot.
I mean, after serving 11 years in the RAF myself and now in the police, it's nice to put my little bit back in and to make sure that there's a safe passage for everybody to get home.
Like so many times before, a Hercules aircraft flies into RAF Lynham carrying the body of a soldier killed in battle. Here, the coffin is placed in a hearse and its final journey home begins. The procession will travel to Swindon, where the Thames Valley Police take over, escorting it to a hospital in Oxford before the deceased is laid to rest. Every single detail is worked out to the second, ensuring the uninterrupted passage of the soldier.
Effectively, we're going to get the traffic stopped, slow down and clear the high street in the Wootton Bassett town centre to allow a nice clear run through for the cortege to come through without any problems. And it is very military in the way it's done, because if we make mistakes, it doesn't look good for the family, it doesn't look good for the personnel we're bringing back. We're doing our best to ensure that we cover everyone in all eventualities.
But before reaching its final destination, the cortege has to pass through the town of Wootton Bassett. Here, thousands of mourners line the streets to pay their respects to the fallen. This has now become a tradition, and the Wiltshire officers know that the eyes of the world are on them. Once through Wootton Bassett, the entourage heads down the busy M4 motorway. But this could cause problems. The cop's job is now to ensure that the convoy of vehicles is not broken, but still allow the traffic to use the motorway freely.
If we can keep the convoy all together and just prevent people from coming in between, because obviously the highway code says when you finish overtaking, move into the left-hand lane. And whilst we would encourage that normally on a motorway for people to move across and use the lanes considerately and properly into lane 1 when they finish overtaking and not remain in the outside lane, We don't want them now to cause any problems or interrupt our convoy.
As they approach Swindon Police Station, the Thames Valley Police Force smoothly takes over the escorting duties.
That's our Wiltshire side of the operation has now been handed over to Thames Valley, so they've now got to obviously carry on and fight the traffic of Oxford, unfortunately.
And as officers from the Wiltshire Force and ex-servicemen give a final salute for the dead soldier, the cortege continues on its journey. Coming up on Britcop's Rapid Response, the all-new police action series. We're on board with the fastest cops in Britain. The elite squads fighting frontline crime.
Get out, get out!
At breakneck speed. We're with them as they pursue dangerous criminals, lunatic drivers,
and we're travelling at 90 miles an hour.
And drunks on the road.
I can smell alcohol on your breath.
And we watch them come down hard on violence and mayhem. Our cameras capture the action as these cops catch the criminals.